intro music fades
Hello.
out, and we're here.
Welcome. Welcome to the danger zone.
I think we've already done that.
How dangerous is
Ah.
this zone?
Very dangerous. This is the first time we've done a over the internet one in a while.
It is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it'll be like this for the next approximately 9 months
Ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Ish.
until Mitchell is birthed back from the womb.
Yes, exactly. And he returns to us,
Yes.
reborn, christened Mitchell once again.
So Mitchell, how is it from the womb?
It's very cold up here.
Oh.
You know, I never would have guessed.
Like it's very, very cold.
Welcome,
I
ladies and
hope-
gentlemen. That's an intro.
Welcome.
Welcome
Woo.
to the next
Very
episode
quickly.
of Talk the Plank. This is a very bizarre opening, and it's a little lower energy
It's
because
fine.
we're over the internet.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
We're not in person able to work off each other, so it's a little low.
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
Little low energy, but hey, that just makes it all the more relaxing. Just got to get in
Yeah.
real close and do your ASMR voice.
Talk the plank. This is Talk the Plank ASMR.
But you got to do that. There you go. And then you do it in the other ear.
A delightful auditory
This
phantasmagoria.
this is making someone extremely uncomfortable, and then it's making that one guy very comfortable.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. We need to have an ASMR episode now. I've been inspired.
So, okay, what is the strangest ASMR that you've actually enjoyed?
Probably that candle eating one. I like the candle eating one.
Candle
Where the
eating?
guy,
What?
yeah, there's a guy. He buys a bunch of edible candles and then he eats them on
Okay,
video with
But
ASMR.
you gotta
mics
back
on.
up to the edible candle bit. Why are those a thing in the first place?
I
Back up.
don't-
Up.
I'm not exactly certain, but they are. I think they're white chocolate, I believe, and it's him. He takes a candle and he's like, okay, hey guys, today I'm gonna be eating some edible candles, so let's just dive right in. And you just hear as he bites off chunks off the candles. And I mean, they don't even look like they're like candy or anything. They just look like regular candles. I need to find a video of it. It's fantastic.
Okay, I thought I had the weird one with some guy playing just the GameCube controller sounds as he plays Melee.
Yeah.
I thought I
is that-
had the weird one, but no, I guess not.
Amazing.
And then you see the comments of I can hear the wave dash.
I can hear the way.
I can hear it.
Here it is. ASMR edible candles eating fake mukbang prank with weirdly satisfying sounds. Jerry, no talking.
And then there's just
Alive.
freaking Korean letters in the title. Oh my gosh, all caps.
All right, I blanked out for 30 seconds. I thought I fixed the internet issue. Apparently not.
Oh no.
Okay,
no.
that was weird.
Well,
I think I'm alive. Hopefully, everybody's stable. It's been stable the whole day.
it's been stable the whole day inside the womb, but the internet ran into some interference.
It's like as soon as we started the podcast, it's been stable all day until now.
Well, you know, that's
Just my luck.
That's just the podcasting experience right there.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm looking
So-
at a dude biting into a candle.
That is. Why is this a thing, Aaron? Please explain to me.
I don't
It's-
know.
How
That's a
did you
good
find it?
question.
This video is age restricted and only available on YouTube.
Dude, YouTube has a vendetta against ASMR streams. Whenever a HoloLive person does an ASMR stream, they always get flagged for inappropriate content. I don't know why.
Well, you know why that is. You
Yeah,
know why
we-
that is.
We
Sure,
all
sure,
know
sure.
why. Aaron.
It's even if they're saying anything completely innocent, because it's one of the HoloLive girls.
Yeah, it makes sense. I love this. I love this video so much.
I
I,
don't.
just, I love.
I
love
don't
just...
like ASMR in general. I don't like it. I don't. Ugh.
It just makes you extremely uncomfortable
Oh,
have
extremely.
to have
Ugh.
someone talking into your ear.
I just threw off my headphones. Don't ever do that again. Do not ever do that again. Ugh.
God, it was
Oh,
amazing.
Aaron, how has been your approximately 2-3 weeks?
Yes, they have been very well and good and stuff. In the game playing universe arena, I've only really played like 3 games in the last few weeks, or maybe actually only 2. Because I remember I beat Sekiro right before we started recording um, the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So right after that, I'm pretty sure I jumped into Binding of Isaac.
Oh,
I decided,
dear Lord.
yeah, I decided because I've come back to it like every like 2 or so years, just because I'm like, man, this game is so good. I can't get enough of it. It's like crack. So I played through it and I beat all of the bosses except for the very final one because I realized because it's tricky in order to do that. You have to get RNG to get special rooms, and then you have to get that a special room twice. And the one character I play as, it's the best, Azrael, who shoots laser beams out of his mouth, like has a lower chance to get those rooms. So I was just kind of like, I don't want to bother trying to get the last ending. So I just didn't bother at all, and I played up until the last one. But I had a blast because that game is amazing.
That game just
It's also
every time I look at that game, it's like, okay, this looks fun for a little bit, and then it just looks miserable.
No, it's the complete opposite. I would say at the very beginning, it's incredibly difficult because you just don't know what any of the items do, and you have a much smaller pool of items. But as you progress and you unlock like everything in the universe, the game becomes a lot easier. And like runs, there are a million and one ways to break the game, which is really where the fun of the game comes from. Like you may have one super overpowered run in which you destroy every enemy in like 2 hits, and then go on and do it again with a completely different set of items in the next run. And that, more than anything, is what makes the game really fun and enjoyable. But yeah, it's a blast. I love that game. I love
It's a classic game, whether I particularly care for it or not.
Yeah, fair enough. Then after the Binding of Isaac, I decided to splurge a little bit for myself. I got Persona 5 Strikers.
Hey!
Yay!
Persona
The
5
very
2.
first Persona 5 2, the very first Warriors game I have ever played, and
Interesting.
according to reviews, apparently it's the best. I don't even know if you'd necessarily call it a Warriors game.
It's
because like all the other
barely a
Warriors
game from everything I've heard.
yeah, all of the other Warriors games are like when they get outside of the main genre of just Dynasty Warriors, is like Dynasty Warriors with like a skin of the game that they're coming from, like Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors,
It's just kind of it's just kind of like a skin of Dynasty Warriors. Whereas for Persona 5 Strikers, it's the gameplay of Warriors and the gameplay of Persona 5, and they come together and make a baby. And that's what Persona 5 Strikers is. The combat system basically is like, so you have the big open areas with all of the people that you have to stab and stuff, but it also has Persona skills that you can use, and it has the same weakness system as Persona does. So you have to target all of the enemy's weaknesses like live, and then you have a bunch of just like regular ads like running around that you also have to just blast. And they aren't weak to anything; you just have to stab them a bunch. But God forbid, if you get the worst thing in that game is you run out of SP in like 5 seconds. So you have to like after like every 2 or 3 battles, you have to go to a checkpoint. Which thank God there are checkpoints in this game instead of just having the one entrance and exit of the jail, which is what the palaces are called in this game.
Ah.
There are multiple scattered all throughout the jail. You have little checkpoints that allow you to leave the dungeon constantly, which you literally have to do because you run out of SP like so fast. So yeah, God forbid you run into a guy that has physical damage resistance, because
Oh no.
once you run out of SP, it's literally just stab them, 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. It's awful. It's so miserable. And as the game goes on, they just give you more and more of those. So it just becomes harder and harder, and then you have to balance your skills, because the SP does not scale as much as the skills cost. So basically, you end up running out even faster than you do closer to the beginning of the game. And yeah, yeah. So you start running out of SP even faster as the game progresses, instead of the other way around, or even if it's staying balanced or anything. But yeah, the gameplay is a ton of fun though. I've been complaining about it a lot, but I really enjoy it. It's fun to like have on the fly decision making for each individual persona that you come across. I do wish they would go down on the number of enemies as you progress in the game, though, because like they come in waves sometimes.
Well,
Sometimes
it's a
like
Dynasty
all of
Warriors game.
Yeah, go down
Yeah,
in number
it's a
of enemies.
dinosaur.
What are you talking about? You gotta go up. Only up.
True. I need to kill an entire army in 3 slashes. But no, like they come in waves, which is what really gets me. Like, so you'll have one wave of enemy, and like you'll pop your showtime or whatever. Which showtime in this game, you just shoot a giant like ball of energy on the ground and it kills a bunch of stuff. It's cool. So you'll pop your showtime or whatever, and then like the next wave will pop in after that, and you're like, it has like twice the number of people, and you're like, I just wasted my showtime. How could you do this to me?
Always
but
save it.
yeah, gameplay's a ton of fun. I would say in general, the jail design is not nearly as inspired as the palace design in Persona 5.
Like art design or layout?
Layout.
Okay.
So like the first jail has like so many branching paths. It has like 5 or 6 branching paths, and then there are paths that branch off of that. And like every individual area has a bunch of different paths to go down, and they all connect to each other in some way or another. And it's really neat. The first palace has amazing level design, but as you progress, it's just kind of like they just sort of stopped caring, I guess, about the complexity, because it's like the second dungeon has like half this is like half the size, and then the third dungeon's even smaller, and then the fourth dungeon is like there isn't even a boss you fight in the fourth dungeon. Yeah. Then the fifth dungeon, the fifth dungeon's easily the smallest. There are only like 2 areas. So as the game progresses, it sort of just gets smaller and smaller. I wish they'd kind of. It seems like they blew out everything they had on the first one, and it just kind of ran out of budget for the rest. But they're still fun, even when they're small. They're fun because the story more than makes up for it, which is easily the best part of the game. It is. Like you said, Persona 5 2. That's exactly how I would describe Persona 5 Strikers. The elements of sort of the the visual novel elements are all still in there. You still get to explore the world and buy items. You still get to use a lot of the same items. Pretty much all the personas are there, so it feels very similar to just Persona 5 in a very good way. I love the story so far. I love where it's going, and I can't wait to see how it concludes. I'm getting kind of close to the end now. I'm about 25 hours in. I would say it's probably going to be about 35 hours long. I could get thrown a curveball, but that seems about how long it's going to be.
Now, is that how long the royal section of Persona 5 is?
Yeah. So, well, the royal section, I don't think it's not like 35 hours. It's like an extra, I don't know, maybe 10 hours, maybe 15 hours. Yeah. I mean, Royal is definitely still worth it, though. If not for the extra content, then for the gameplay,
all the quality of life, all the extra gameplay, all the extra soundtracks.
It's so good. God, Persona 5 Royal is so good.
Oh, man.
I'm so glad this came out when it did, because I've been hankering for some more Persona.
Mhm.
and this is definitely scratching my
Well,
itch.
you
So I would
know,
highly.
Well, hey,
recommend-
Persona 4 Golden is on
Persona 4
PC.
Golden is on PC.
You know what? I guess I have to get it. I have
You
You
no
have no
choice.
excuses.
It's on PC, and then once you beat that, you can dive into the world of Persona 4 spin-offs.
Oh my
Like
god! Yeah, Persona 4 Arena.
4 Arena, which is a legitimately awesome fighting game. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which is also a legitimately awesome fighting game. Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which is a
I'm not playing
freaking
the
rhythm
dancing
game.
I'm not
Oh yeah,
rhythm games.
Didn't that come out like very recently, like 2017,
No,
2018?
no. The Persona
no.
4 Dancing All Night came out on the Vita. Persona 3 and
Ah.
5 dancing games came out in like 2017.
That
And-
was it.
And
Persona 3.
okay, here's the thing about that. Persona 4 dancing game, yeah, sure, that it fits the tone. Persona 5 dancing game, yeah, sure, the tone is a little darker than 4, but it fits the characters. Persona 3 dancing game,
Yeah.
Shoot yourself in the head while you're
People
dancing.
shouldn't be dancing.
It's
It's not a party in Persona 3.
You bust out a move, then you shoot yourself in the head, and then your persona starts busting out a move. You guys do like a combo dance move.
Oh, it comes pretty close. But I've heard that it's legitimately a pretty good game, and they don't butcher the characterization. There's still
Not at all.
There's still the characters, and there's not like as much hijinks as there is in 4 and 5 dancing games.
Yeah.
The only problem I've heard with the Persona 4 spin-offs is that the characters kind of get flanderized a bit.
Rip.
Not now for arena and for dancing, as far as I'm aware, it's not that bad. It's there, but it's not that bad. But for Persona Q, it's real bad. It's like it's just say the line, Chie, I like meat. Yay!
What's Persona Q?
Okay, do you know the
That was like-
Etrian Odyssey series?
I don't know.
Okay, Etrian Odyssey it's a like dungeon crawling RPG where you draw it's like old fashioned dungeon crawling where you move a space, turn, you come at a crossroads, you turn left or right, and you draw the map on the touch screen because it's a DS series.
Yeah.
It's that, but with Persona, and the big selling point was that Persona Q had Persona 3 characters and Persona 4 characters, so you got to see them interact, and that's cool. But I don't want to see them interact when they're flanderized to crap. And then Persona Q2 brought in Persona 5 characters, and it also brought in the female protagonist from Persona 3 Portable.
Hey. Wait,
and it never came out in the West.
Oh,
absolute rip. Was Persona Q2? Is that Scrambler or was that something else?
No,
because I know there was Persona 5 Scramble.
Scramble.
I don't know exactly what that was.
I think Scramble wasn't Scramble the Japanese name for strikers?
Oh, that might be it. That's probably it, actually.
That sounds correct.
I think that's correct.
Now that I think about it, is Q the one where they're like more chibi?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, yeah. Because I knew I had heard about it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. It's so sad.
I think Strikers is made by the same team that made Hyrule Warriors and the Attack on Titan Muso games.
I could definitely see that.
And those are all stellar games.
Yeah.
Like the Attack on Titan, the second Attack on Titan game is really one of my favorite games to just play for a while, because it's just, there's so much content and the gameplay is so good. It's fantastic, and I haven't even gotten like anywhere close to beating it.
Yeah.
Because it's a Muso game and the content is just
literally endless.
Literally endless.
Oh.
They even added DLC for season 3 content.
Nice. But yeah, so Persona 5 Strikers, very good game. I would highly recommend that you pick it up, because it's literally just an extension of the Persona 5 story, and it's a very well done extension.
I think get around to Persona 5.
I'll have to beat Persona 5 to get around to that.
I
Yes.
gotta do my second playthrough of Persona 4 Golden. I gotta do my all
Oh yeah,
social
yeah. I got to
Your
do your
second
all
playthrough.
social link run.
and beat the super
Ah.
boss.
Oh yeah. Yeah, are you ready? Are you ready to fight Margaret?
Oh my
If I
god.
can beat Elizabeth, I think I can take Margaret.
I haven't heard if she's any more difficult or less difficult.
I'm not.
I would
I heard
guess.
Elizabeth was the hardest.
I would guess. I would guess Margaret would be less difficult because Persona 4 in general is less difficult than Persona 3,
Yeah.
and Persona 5 is less difficult than Persona 4,
Yes, this is true.
especially
So-
Royal.
Yeah.
I think I've taken a curse
Thanks all
rate
those qualities. But
at like super boss guys, and it doesn't seem as complicated.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, how complicated frickin' Elizabeth was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's like, oh, something happened. Now she's gonna nuke you to death. Why? I don't know. You did something wrong.
You did something wrong.
Or maybe you were just extremely unlucky and she decided to nuke you on the second round anyway. For no reason.
Oh
Just
boy.
bad RNG.
Just bad RNG, man.
bad RNG. But yeah, so that just about covers what I've played in the last few weeks. I can't believe I only really played those two. Huh. It's strange, but anyway, watching wise, I watched what did I watch? I finished I finished Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
finally- It took me like 3 months, but I did it. By God, I did it. And that's a stellar show.
Freaking
The
stellar.
Chimera Ant art makes that entire show worth it
Yeah. Yeah. It
from
does.
beginning to end.
Yeah. It does.
I wish they had continued after, because I heard apparently the next arc's done, if I'm not mistaken. The one after the one where the show ends.
It might be, but I think it's. I think it's called the Dark Continent arc,
Yeah.
and I think the. I'm not sure because it's been on so many hiatuses, and I haven't kept up with like where it's at. I haven't caught up on the series, but I haven't kept up on where it's at in a while. And the last I heard, they were on the boat to the Dark Continent, and there's a bunch of stuff going on the boat to the Dark Continent. So it might be that they actually landed at the Dark Continent, which would make this just another boat arc in a manga that gets put on hiatus a bunch, but it finally ends. So thanks Berserk for setting that trend.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter, a stellar show. I'm probably going to read the manga, or at least the next arc of the manga at some point. But
yeah, from the bits I've read, it's freaking amazing.
yeah, but I at the same time, I also don't know if I want to, because I don't want to have to be let down with the knowledge that it will probably never be finished, or at the very least, the next arc will be finished. So I don't know if I can take that much of soul crushing after how good the show was by itself.
Now, what you should do definitely is go check out the last few chapters of the arc before the arc after the Chimera Ant arc, and look at the art, because the man was dying when he was writing that.
God,
it's
my God.
Like, compare that to the animation in the show, and it's like, oh no, this man. And then like he took a big long hiatus, and then he came back, and the art's amazing again.
Yeah. What a guy.
What a guy.
He was still drawing while he was literally dying.
He felt like he was literally dying.
God.
He's also married to the lady who made Sailor Moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's awesome.
Which is freaking cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Really neat.
He also made Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, did he?
Which I've heard is also good, and I've watched a bit, and it's also really good. The only thing I've heard really bad about it is that the ending sucks, because there was something going on where either they wanted him to go forever, or there was like some dispute with the rights, and then he got really mad and he just rushed an ending and ended it. And then he like later on apologized for the ending of Yu Yu Hakusho because it was bad.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah, that sounds like a miserable situation to be in.
Well, dude, have you seen what it takes to be a weekly writer or weekly manga creator at Shonen Jump?
Yeah, they drive those people into the ground, man. They
It's
absolutely
insane.
destroy them.
Like it's probably even worse than like being a ground level video game employee
Yeah.
or video game dev.
God, yeah, that's so sad. Um, but anyway, speaking of driving employees into the ground, um, no, I watched Doctor Stone as well. I watched Doctor Stone right after that.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
second season, because the second season just dropped. That show is so hype. That show never fails to capture my attention. Uh, I love the main character whose name I'm suddenly blanking on. He's amazing.
Is his name
And
not Dr. Stone?
it is not, believe it or not. The
Oh.
Dr. Stone that is referred to in the title is actually Soap, believe it or not.
Wait, what?
Soap is the Dr. Stone because it stops them from getting sick and it's made out of stone or something. I don't know. You have to watch the show. Yeah, he makes like soap out of like a stone, and he's like, "Yeah, this is our Doctor Stone," and like, "Oh, hey, that's the title of the show." Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
believe it or not.
I've been under the impression for a few years now that Dr. Stone was the name of the main character.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I don't
It's
know
the
why.
name of Soap.
I don't know why I'm blanking on the name right now, but yeah, no, that show is absolutely stupendous. Like that every single episode, like there's some new science thing that the guy makes, and it's hype after hype after hype. It never stops getting exciting. They always find a way to escalate it in a way that's really neat. Um, so I would highly recommend that, especially because season two's finishing in like 5 days. So like this would be a perfect time to jump on because you could
Perfect time
watch
to jump
binge
on.
both season one and two.
10 episodes
But
a day, do it.
yeah, absolutely.
So I thought I have so
I mean,
many
honestly,
other anime on my list right now.
well, this one's short. It's only like 20 episodes now, I think, including this
Oh,
last
so
one that
it
just
was
came out.
shorter seasons. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure I don't think it's the manga's quite done, but I think it's like really close to finishing.
Mm.
Because I looked up the arcs and like one of the most recent arcs was like the secret behind what happens in the show. So it's like they already basically
Oh.
figured it out.
So
Yeah.
they got to the basement.
Yes, they had their basement arc already, and it's only like one or two arcs after the current one that's airing right now. So it's like, okay,
Mm.
they're blazing through the show, they're blazing through all the story. So that's reasonable. Yeah, no, it's incredibly exciting, and I would highly recommend it. I watched the first season back whenever it aired, like in 2019. So it's been a while. So I'm glad to return to it. Reminds me of happier times
Mhm.
before the entire world shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Doctor Stone, and then right after Doctor Stone, I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, which is what I'm on right now. That show is exhilarating. Have you guys
Jujutsu or jujitsu?
Jujutsu? Have you guys heard of it?
Jujutsu. I've heard the
Not-
name, I think.
It's
I
about
think
this.
as well.
It has absolutely beautiful animation, like top tier animation, and it's about this guy who eats a cursed finger and is possessed by the ghost of this super evil guy, and all of these sorcerers find him, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to eat all of this guy's fingers so we can kill you and kill that guy in the process permanently forever." And so the entire show is about them tracking down the fingers, and it's really good. It's very, very good.
Huh.
Um, like I said, the animation's absolutely beautiful. Some of the best fight scenes in all of anime.
Yeah, I don't know
hands
why
down.
I don't know why I'm getting kind of just surprised by the premises. I've watched enough anime at this point that I shouldn't be surprised anymore by these weird, bizarre premises.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
it's such a. I love the
Eat
premise.
a guy's fingers. Freaking
Yeah.
okay, got it. I'm down.
Yeah, and like he's like the only one. The guy who ate the fingers, like the only one who can contain the evil power without being transformed. So it's like He's just such a goofball. I love him.
Okay, if you want an anime that has a freaking bizarre premise but justifies it completely, Punchline.
Punchline. What is Punchline about?
Punchline is an anime written by the same guy who wrote the Zero Escape series, 999, and Virtue's Last Reward.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy who when he sees a girl's panties, he gets a nosebleed and then gets superpowers. But if it happens again, the world ends.
What?
And he gets sent back to like a certain amount of time.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
It is completely justified by the end of it. It's only like 13 episodes. It's freaking great, and it's a wild ride.
That is absolutely insane. That sounds like just up my alley.
It's so good, and nobody cares about it because nobody watched it. But it's so good.
Because all they hear is that premise. They're like,
yeah. You hear that premise, but it's completely justified, completely explained, and it makes sense by the end of it, and it's great.
That's astounding, and I love it.
I just can't believe you. I can't.
That's why you gotta see it.
But there's so much other anime on my list.
It's only 13 episodes, though. Come on.
I also what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've also been keeping up with Attack on Titan, which is still very, 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 very.
Where are they at now? I haven't been keeping up, but I've read ahead. I read ahead of what a long time ago. All
right, they are.
Are they back at? Are they out of the city?
I don't know exactly what you mean. What just happened? Okay. I'm trying to.
Okay, the big thing happened at the performance.
Yes, that happened.
Are they still in that area, or have they moved on?
No. They've been out of that for like 5 or 6 episodes.
Okay,
they haven't been in that for a while.
Okay.
The current place they're at right now is Armin, Eren, and Mikasa are in a restaurant.
Yeah. And
it's actually, well, so that just happened with them, but then so what happened actually, so you know how there was an earthquake in Japan like a week ago?
Oh yeah.
It interrupted the episode, and so they only had the first 7, literally, it's the worst thing in the world. It ends on a cliffhanger. They literally cut it right at a cliffhanger point of the episode. Literally 17 minutes in, like 5 minutes before the conclusion, and they cut it. And so they're now not airing it until Monday.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it's so bad.
How about that new girl?
Oh yes, very good.
Do you like the new girl?
I do very much like the new girl.
Okay, because
I love the parallelism.
So I like her, but I remember reading, like, as chapters would come out, I remember going and reading Reddit threads and seeing just tons of people just going, freaking hate this girl, wish she would die. And I completely understand why.
Yeah. You know, it's like, well, I mean, that's kind of the point at first, like for the first section when they're in the city. That's kind of like the whole point. But as time goes on, it becomes clearer and clearer, like, oh, wait a minute. We should probably care more about this person, because there are a lot of parallels here to other characters.
It's like Bertolt said, this world is just that cruel.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's absolutely astounding. Have you been keeping up with it, Mitchell? Have you been watching?
No, I've kind of been busy moving and getting settled.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say.
Just take your phone, have it playing anime, and have it like strapped to your head, so you can still do stuff.
I find it hilarious that you think I would have decent service out there.
Oh.
I mean, birds.
An hour away from civilization, right? Out in the middle of farmland.
Yeah.
I find it hilarious. You think I would be able to stream video from there?
Disbelieve. Get on top of one of the
get on top of
wind turbines.
The wind turbines.
I'm not climbing up there. Have you seen those things? Those things are tall.
Oh man, have you seen the video about, or one of those videos about that job where it's just a guy, his whole job, he makes like 6 figures, and he just goes up and climbs this really tall thing and changes a light bulb every 6 months?
Changes a light bulb? Is it like a cell tower or something?
It's something like that, but it's like really freaking tall, and it's really important that it has that light bulb up there.
Huh. Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of people climbing cell towers. That might be it or something.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple videos of that, and it's just
Yeah.
See, I don't mind
Yeah,
I don't mind the
disorienting.
height. What I mind is when stuff starts moving.
yeah, it starts
Oh, yeah.
moving in the wind.
Yeah.
That's very wonderful, very comforting.
Yes.
So in terms of anime, I think that's really all I've watched. Had I said I had watched WandaVision last time we met up? I think I did.
I don't know. I don't know if it had finished by then.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think it. Yeah, I think it finished after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did finish watching that, and that was pretty good. I like WandaVision.
I haven't
pretty
finished
solid.
it yet. I still haven't watched past episode 4, and I've heard it's not as good, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were really upset because they were setting up a lot of potential like fan theories of what was going to happen, and it looks like the show didn't live up to it because they were mostly just fan theories,
Yeah.
and so a lot of people were really upset over that. However, I do think they were right insofar that it doesn't have the best ending in the world. Like it just kind of happens,
I've
and then
I've
it
heard
just ends.
I've heard a lot of things where a character does something that is really bad, and the show and
Yeah.
the camera kind of Man of Steel's it, where
Yeah.
the camera in Man of Steel, Superman does stuff and whatever, but then the camera's like, oh my gosh, he's Jesus. He's
Oh,
literally
yes.
Jesus.
Literally Jesus.
Literally Jesus. And I've heard that WandaVision kind of does that a little bit.
Oh, it might. I don't even know if I recognize that, but that probably happened.
A character does something bad and doesn't really acknowledge it.
Oh, yeah. That happens quite a bit. But yeah, no. But I think as a whole, it was a pretty solid entry. Not as good as it could have been. I think it was probably it would be on tier with like a mid tier movie from them,
Mhm.
like maybe like an Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp. I would say.
Got some good stuff, but there's problems.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it.
Are you
and then
ready?
I heard,
Are you ready for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes, so I haven't watched the first episode yet.
Oh,
but
is that already out? Oh gosh.
yeah, the first episode. Yeah, it just dropped. I haven't watched it yet, but my sister was like, "Yeah, it was pretty good." So based on her response, I think it's probably just going to be average.
If it has a lot of cool action, then I'll be
Oh my
fine.
God.
I
really hope so.
I just want another scene like the scene in Civil War where Cap and Bucky just beat the crap out of Iron Man.
That is such a fantastic scene. That is like, oh my God,
It's
one of the best scenes in all of Marvel.
brutal.
Yeah.
And then I heard the story from Castle Super Beast where one of them was at the theater and that's happening, and then there's some kid in the audience who goes, "Why are they beating up Iron Man?"
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's amazing.
man, what an amazing scene that was.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so I watched WandaVision. I haven't watched that yet. I'm going to watch it as soon as there's a few more episodes so I can have like a backlog to go through.
Yeah.
I almost always wait on these things. In terms of other shows, I don't think I've watched any other like regular shows, like non-anime. In terms of movies, though, me and my family went out to go see Minari with Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead. That's a really good movie. I really like that. That was a solid, like slice of life movie. It's about a Korean family out in the middle of Arkansas.
Huh. A slice of you don't really hear the guy from The Walking Dead and slice of life together that often.
No, not a whole lot. Not at all. No.
Is
but
there
yeah,
a
no.
zombie in the basement?
Absolutely, yes.
Are they
Sorry,
or is it
spoiler
one of
alert.
the, oh wait, if it's really idyllic and nice, they're secretly cannibals. That's always how it
Yeah.
works.
Always, 100% of the time. But yeah, so that was a really good movie. I don't think I think that just about covers everything I've sort of watched. I've really just been binging like Doctor Stone and I was about to say The Walking Dead. Jujutsu Kaisen. I actually just started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, but
Mhm.
it's really good. And then in terms of reading, I started reading a book called Bluebeard by Kurt Vonnegut, which is about this
Oh yeah.
abstract expressionist painter in like his twilight years, and he talks about this new relationship, like friendship, that he builds with this one woman who like hates all of his art. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it's a pretty good book. I haven't picked it up in a bit though. I need to get back on it because I've just been so distracted by Persona 5 Strikers. It's completely consumed me. Um, but yeah, so I think that just about covers it.
All right.
All right. Well, Mitchell, how has been your 2-3 weeks?
It's been busy. I want to ask Aaron real quick.
Yo.
I think they released the trailer for Dragon Maid Season 2. Are you hyped for
Oh,
that?
did they? Oh no, I had not. I had not
think.
heard about this.
I think they announced there was a Season 2 of Kobayashi Dragon Maid.
Oh,
And since you're the only person I think who's watched the whole first season.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh
Not
my
more
God,
trash.
yes. Oh, they did release season 2 trailer. July 2021. Oh, ah. Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my God.
I can't wait for Funimation to
think
jack up the
here.
dub.
Of course, 100%. Oh yeah, I need to watch the sub for that now because I watched the dub originally.
Oh, you watched the dub for Dragon Maid?
For Dragon Maid?
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Oh no. Like,
yeah, it wasn't particularly exceptional.
Oh
And
my
you were
gosh.
still the only one of us to actually finish the season.
Oh man.
This is true.
I can't believe how far Funimation has fallen.
Yeah, they're not putting out any quality stuff anymore.
Like Full Metal Alchemist has an amazing dub. Bakano is better than the Japanese.
Yeah.
And now what do we have now? We have just absolute dreck. And it's not even that the voice actors are that bad or anything. Although I freaking hate whoever they cast for Reiner was miscast completely. I hate his voice for Reiner.
Oh, rip.
I hate his performance as Reiner. I don't like the Attack on Titan dub. I really don't.
Yeah, I've heard it's not particularly good.
No, they got Matthew Mercer for Levi, and I like his performance, but his voice doesn't really match Levi.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a good. I mean, still, even then, I can't believe they got Matt Mercer for that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, these are the guys where like Travis Willingham started with them. Laura Bailey started with them.
Yeah.
Vic Mignogna. Need I say more?
Yeah, very, very good.
It's friggin' Vic Mignogna. And they also and also Vic Mignogna. Need I say more about what's wrong with Funimation? They freaking let's kick out one of our best voice actors on accusations that don't really hold up in court.
Yeah. Yeah. So Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid 2, very hype. Very hype.
We're gonna be hearing about that from Aaron when it releases.
He's every week we're gonna have Kobayashi Dragon Maid watch.
Yep.
I have the countdown started.
Perfect.
Oh boy. So Mitchell, how has been your 2-3 weeks?
Busy. I had to move all the way from Texas up to Indiana.
Oof.
And unpack and then get set up for work, and then I've just been so tired from work I haven't really been doing much. So my 2 weeks have been incredibly boring. I've only really played a little bit of Morrowind and an unhealthy amount of Star Wars The Old Republic.
Oh!
Yeah, the EA MMO.
Oh my gosh!
Nice. And how is it?
I mean, I'm having fun with it. I played it for a while a few years ago. So I'm kind of just wrapping up some of the class stories
Okay.
because they got
Are
like
you
8
still
classes.
using your old account?
Yeah, I'm just using the old account.
Ah.
So I don't have to start completely over. I'm just wrapping up the bounty hunter and the Republic Trooper storylines.
Yeah, I know basically nothing
Yep.
about the Old Republic except that a lot of people thought it was kind of like neglected by EA.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yep.
It still is.
Because they got to rake in that Elder Scrolls Online money.
They sure do.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
It
So
can
I've been
rain.
playing. I'm telling you about that. I've been playing a little bit of Morrowind.
Let's
oh,
not put money into the last good thing BioWare keeps making, or last
Yeah.
decent thing BioWare makes, and just
The
dump it
game.
into the Elder Scrolls
It's-
Online.
Yeah, it's no KOTOR 3, but it's the closest we're ever going to get.
Wait a minute. What the heck am I talking about? They don't own Elder Scrolls Online. What the heck? What
Yeah,
the heck?
I was gonna say something.
What?
I wasn't sure what you're talking about, but I kind of kept rolling with it. Like,
It's okay.
What?
It's okay. I'm putting money into Anthem, which is basically the
Yeah,
same thing.
there we go. Anthem. Oh my gosh.
like
What
we knew
happened?
what you meant. They're putting money in something else.
What
Yeah.
happened? Oh
It-
my gosh. Oh jeez.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Oh, that's the worst it's ever been.
Let's see.
But
Oh,
yeah,
and,
that sounds pretty hot.
So I'm playing a little bit of Morrowind, just kind of running around, collecting stuff, getting better gear before I tackle some of the end-game quests.
Kill everybody in the map.
Mm-hmm.
That will be after I do everything else in the game.
Everything else in the game. 100%.
Yep, gotta do all those quests.
Every single one of them.
Gotta complete all the guild storylines and whatnot.
Got to do everything, even if it's mutually exclusive. Got to do them all.
Yeah.
So been playing a little bit of that. That's been fun. I'm trying to think if anything interesting happened. Oh, I found a fancy new sword. Was what happened. I robbed this mage dude's tower blind. I took everything of value from him, and I found this amulet that teleported me to a special arena with a Daedra. And then I killed him in like 3 hits because I'm overpowered. I just paralyzed him to the spot and ran over and blasted him with magic until he died.
That's amazing.
And I got a fancy new sword that paralyzes people for 10 seconds with each strike.
Oh no!
And that's kind of overpowered.
Just a little.
just a little bit
Oh my
overpowered.
gosh!
So now all I have to do is just make sure I have plenty of soul gems to keep that enchantment stocked up. And I can also completely negate the downsides of Boots of Blinding Speed.
Oh yeah.
I get all the fast. I get all the speed, none of the blindness.
The Boots of Speed.
Yep, just speed now.
Yeah. The boots
So
have got to
then-
go fast.
Mm-hmm. And Valheim. I've been playing some Valheim
Oh,
with my
yeah.
cousin.
Hey.
The new Viking Minecraft game.
Viking Minecraft.
Yeah.
Viking Minecraft.
I
That's kind of
watched
fun.
I watched my friend play that for like 2 hours while we were waiting for our other friend to come so we could play Divinity Original Sin. And like he walked us through like
Oh,
all the bosses
Divinity!
and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention. I guess I have been playing that. I didn't even think to bring it up. Yeah, me and a few of my friends, we got a party going, and yeah, we've been grinding through that for the last few weeks.
That's
that
a
game
good
is amazing. It's a very good game.
Okay, have you heard of Divinity Dragon Commander?
I have not.
It's a game in the Divinity universe, and I think it's made by the people who made Original Sin later on. I'm not sure about that actually, but it's you're an empire. You're the emperor of a kingdom, and you can turn into a dragon, and you have real-time strategy fights. But you can also become the dragon and move around and attack like directly as the dragon. and then in between you run the empire, and you have the four different fantasy races, all basically being very loose parodies of real life American news networks.
That's amazing.
And you have to balance. You have to, like, they'll say, hey, here's this proposal. What do you say, yes or no to the proposal? And then they'll get mad or less mad or happier with you depending on what you choose with the proposal.
That's astounding.
And I want to play the game, and I want to go just full on borderline anarchist libertarian.
So you abolish your own role.
Abolish my own army. Abolish my own. Abolish the emperor.
Yes.
Wait, so you're giving up your own power? Yes, because it's bullcrap.
I am abdicating.
Taxation is theft. So anyway, Mitchell.
Yes. Sorry, we interjected
Oh
ourselves.
no problem. Because I haven't been doing anything really. So I've been playing some Valheim with my cousins. That's about it.
How is
building-
Viking Minecraft?
It is kind of fun. The building houses thing is kind of fun to do to try and make a cool looking house. But it's still very early in development, so it's a little rough around the edges. Very rough around the edges. Extremely rough around the edges. But no, I've been having fun. Mining copper takes a freaking eternity, though, I've learned.
Oh.
Dang.
There's just like these giant deposits of like copper ore that you have to go randomly find, and then it takes eternity to dig up the whole thing. And copper is super heavy, so you're not going to be able to move it all just by using your pockets. You got to go find some other way to do it, like bringing a cart over and then loading the cart up with the ore and then driving the cart back to your main base.
Sounds like a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's been fun. I got to figure out how to do that. I got to figure out how to do things in that game. And then back to my unhealthy amount of Star Wars: The Old Republic. I do mean unhealthy amount.
Back to your unhealthy amount of discount Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
I'll get to that, but I kind of want to wrap this up since I already started.
That's fair.
And
That's
did
fair.
like the other six
Yeah.
class stories.
KOTOR,
So I've been working on.
KOTOR 1 is a very good game that I was a little disappointed in just because it had been hyped up throughout my entire life to unreasonable heights.
Yeah.
Doesn't hold the.
And
I
I
already
knew the endgame twist.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, the twist.
yeah.
So let's see. I've been doing the Trooper and the Bounty Hunter storylines because those are kind of like the most boring ones.
Oh.
You're a bounty hunter. Here's a target. Go kill him. Hey, you're the Republic trooper. Here's a target. Go kill him. That's the storylines.
What
That's
a
very
compelling
exciting.
story.
Yeah.
From
So those are a
from
little
the great
boring.
minds at BioWare.
Yeah.
Yes.
But let's see. The Jedi ones are usually the Jedi ones were pretty good. Those were just decent Jedi go save the day stories.
Mm-hmm.
The Sith are, and then the Sith go save the day for the Republic, for the Empire story.
Of course. And you can
But
be a
you're
light side.
evil.
You can be a light side Sith, which
You
is
can.
really cool.
It's like
That's
you can
crazy.
be a dark side Jedi too.
A
But you're
dark
gonna
the
kick a lot of
Jedi.
puppies, and you're gonna feel really, really bad.
Why would you feel bad about kicking the puppies? They were in your way.
It's like now you understand the power of the dark side.
For
I mean,
strength, the
that-
force
the-
will free me.
All the dialogue options are just overly dramatic. Good guy, run into the burning building to save all the orphans. Neutral option, kick the puppy.
Yes.
Those are your three options every
Yep.
single time.
That sounds like the options for a lot of Knights of the Old Republic. Just
So let's
evil
see.
is the most just mustache twirling, tie up the girl on the train tracks evil.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, let's see. The Jedi one's fun. Let's see. Like you get to be like a smuggler. There's a smuggler class, which is kind of fun. You're basically Han Solo. You're Han Solo basically.
I like to
You
be
get
Han
you get
Solo.
you get a Wookiee sidekick and everything.
Okay.
Nice.
You just
You
freaking
are
Han
Han
Solo.
Yeah. And you're going around trying to find clues to find this ancient lost treasure that's just drifting around in space. And the dialogue options are a bit more fun in that one because you're a lot more sassy.
Yeah.
So that one's fun. And then the Imperial Agent story is considered to be the best written story. It's not phenomenal by any means, but I would agree it's the best written. Because you're basically an Imperial spy.
Ah,
Oh,
That's
great.
fun.
that's fun.
So and it has like the most endings based on like actual choices you make throughout the game of like who you stay loyal to and who you backstab,
Oh, your
as opposed
choices
to all
actually
the
matter.
other classes, which are basically just like, hey, did you finish a line to the dark side or to the light side? Those are your two endings. With the agent, it's depending on choices you make, you kind of like stay loyal to the Empire or defect to the Republic, or you become like a double agent, or you can just go rogue and do your own thing at the end.
Mm.
So you get like actual different endings.
So it's the opposite of Telltale.
Yes.
I've never played Telltale, so
Your
hard to-
choices
yeah.
actually matter.
Kind of. I mean, it doesn't ultimately matter over the grand scale of the entire game, but
Well, it's an MMO.
it's better than what it's better than what the other classes got. So yeah, that's been fun. I've been just blazing through the two boring ones.
Hmm.
Because at this point, the game is old enough that they just throw experience at you, so you don't need to do many quests other than just the main storylines.
Mhm.
So I can blaze through those. I'm almost done with the Trooper and the Bounty Hunter. And then I'll start going on to the expansions with my Jedi,
Yeah.
because that's the only one I care about after that. Once the class stories are done, then the whole thing kind of unifies
Yeah.
into one main storyline. So
Well,
I
yeah,
just do it with one
because
character.
MMO, you gotta go through the expansions with your buddies, and if you like playing the Imperial Agents, you don't want to just all be a bunch of Jedis going through the freaking content.
Nope. So yeah, I get through that, and that's really about it. I've been very busy at work getting everything set up and ready to roll for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's about it for me.
All right.
Nice.
I guess.
And what about you?
I guess it is me. Okay, so normally I go through this thing in the order that I played games in, but screw that. I need to talk about Hades.
Oh, yeah.
Hades. Still haven't beaten that game. I'm just too terrible at it.
So I put off playing it for a while because I was like, I beat Bastion in a day and like just spent 8 hours just going through the whole game in a day, and it was great. I haven't beaten Transistor yet, and I have Pyre. I want to go through these in order. And then I just said screw it, and I got it because it was like on sale for the weekend, and I haven't stopped playing it.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
And
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's so good. It's one of my favorite games of last year, hands down.
It is a very addictive gameplay loop.
It's so good, and I can't stop playing it, and it's, oh my gosh, I can't. It's such a good game.
It is
Yeah.
super good. I
Doug
just
Cunningham
wish I could
kills it.
actually beat the final boss at some point. I can't.
So I've escaped 4 times.
Oh, wow. Dang. Wait, when did you start playing?
I started playing like last week.
Uh-huh.
It's like, how do you beat that final boss? How do you do it?
I did it. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I got
What's your
It's
weapon?
like,
What's your weapon of
What
choice?
weapon?
my favorite weapon is the shield.
Yeah, easy, hands
Okay.
down, the best weapon in the game.
So
All right, I was having better luck with the bow, so I guess I'll keep going with that.
so
I have
here's
to beat him at some.
So here's how it went. I started the game. Of course, didn't even get to the boss. Got to the boss like on my second or third run, and the first boss, second or third run, and I just got stuck there for a bit. And then on my 7th run, I beat her, and and then I got to Asphodel, and I got all the way through Asphodel. And I got to the Bone Hydra, and I beat the Bone Hydra. And then I got to Elysium, and I got all the way through Elysium.
Oh my god!
And I got to Theseus and the I got past the Minotaur alone, and then I got to Theseus and the Minotaur, and then I died.
Yeah, yeah, that's reasonable. That's a hard boss.
That's a freaking hard boss.
Yeah.
And then I was stuck there for a good 10 runs or so.
Oh my god.
And then one run, I was using the spear, and I got the upgrade, the Daedalus hammer, where you get extra reach and you do more damage at that extra reach. And I got
yeah.
and I got the one where it replaces your spin attack with just faster thrusts. So I just stab even faster. And I got past Theseus and the Minotaur. And then I got to Styx, got through Styx, and I get to Hades. And then I fight Hades, get through the first part of that fight, and the music's going, it's freaking great, and I get him down to like just a chunk of health left. And then I hit one of those freaking pots with my dash, and it clips me for 30 damage.
Oof.
Nice.
And it stuns me. And then because it stunned me, I couldn't break one of those skulls before the shockwave happened, and I mistimed the dodge, and it killed me.
Oh, dang. That does suck.
Yeah, that's generally what's happening to me.
That's rough, buddy.
So then my next run, the Dark Thirst was on the shield, and I go with whatever weapon has Dark Thirst because I just want extra stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it also keeps the variety and everything. But it was on the shield, and I was like, awesome, shield's my favorite weapon. So I got a really good build going with the shield.
Yeah.
Demeter showed up.
You usually do for the shield to actually make it hurt.
Yeah.
Because that's my problem, is that it doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I got was I got Demeter a few times, and I got Demeter's cast, which just pops down a little crystal that shoots a laser, and I just threw them all down, and that just has lasers going that do damage. And then I got another Demeter cast that what did it do? It's when I use all of my cast, when I don't have any bloodstones, I take 10% less damage and deal 10% more damage.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one.
That's a really good one. And then on top of that, I got another Demeter one where whenever I use a cast, there's a little shockwave around me. So it does a little bit of extra damage, and I think it even chilled a bit. I'm not sure on that. And then for the shield, I got a thing where I believe Bull Rush, instead of rushing forward, just shot a projectile.
Oh yes, that one's so good.
That one's real good. And whenever I blocked an attack for 10 seconds, I did extra damage.
Oh yeah.
And I think I also had extra move speed. And then I got a Hermes thing where I also got extra move speed. And then I got another Hermes thing where I do more damage based on how much extra move speed I have. So I'm doing a bunch of damage. And then I got all the way to Hades again. And I just blasted through, and I did it, and I beat him, and it was great.
Dang.
And then I get to the part after, and it has either my favorite or my second favorite piece of music in the game. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
It's either Hades boss theme or the piece afterward.
Yeah. That is such a great theme.
Yeah.
That one.
And then
I guess I'm just unlucky. I don't usually get a lot of like god ability rooms.
Oh, you don't get a lot of boons?
I don't usually seem to get a lot of boons. It usually takes me a long while.
Are you using keepsakes?
I am using keepsakes.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I guess I'm probably just unlucky most of the time.
That might be. I know there's a thing you can save up diamonds to get, where you can change. When you go into a certain room, you get an ability to change whatever room you can. Like, you can change whatever rooms you have. If you don't like the rooms ahead, you can change it.
Oh yeah, that one's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will have to say
that was one of the first things I got.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold off on that because I want to get a bunch of gems. I need more gems.
The Chaos Emeralds.
The Chaos Emeralds. As soon as okay, so I've escaped 4 times. So and I know and I looked it up. You need to do 10 times to get through the main story.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I have a decent idea. And I'm not exactly sure how much to trust the person that you find after you escape, because specifically like her character the designs are freaking amazing all
They
over, and that person's design is no exception. But the face they made when it was like, oh my gosh, it's you, I'm so happy to see you, the face that they made like makes me think that there's something going on. It looks a little off, and I'm not sure
I will say nothing.
I'm not sure how else to describe that. But beyond that, the game's freaking amazing. It's got some of my favorite character designs for all the gods. Probably my favorite Hades design, although I freaking love Disney's Hades because it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, naturally.
The characterization is spot on. Zeus said the most Zeus thing that has ever been Zeus by Zeus ever. I pick up one of his boons, and he says, now listen, little prince, I want you to tell your father that whatever it was that happened between us to cause all of this, I forgive him.
Yes. God, I love Zeus.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That sounds like Zeus.
And then you go back and tell Hades, and Hades is like, he forgives me? What? Oh my gosh, it's great. It's oh man, what a good game. And I keep like now it's getting to the point where I'll be like at work, and I'll be on lunch break, so I'm not reading a book or monitoring kids, and I just start thinking about doing runs in Hades. I start thinking about, okay, what boons would be good with this weapon? What boon? Come on, what's going on? And so I've gotten out with the shield was the first thing I got out with. Then I got out with the twin fists, then the spear, and then the twin fists again. And now now I've gotten the heat mechanic going, so that I can get more rewards, so that I can get more diamonds and more Titan blood. Because I still have no idea what Ambrosia does, because I'm saving my nectar to try to find Poseidon, because he's like the last one other than one other character who I haven't gotten the keepsake for. And I've heard Poseidon's dash is one of the best ones, so.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Like I've been mainly just about every time I start with Athena's keepsake, because I want that dash. I want that deflect.
Have you done the Charon fight?
Charon.
She's the shopkeeper.
Yeah, the shopkeeper. I've gotten his. I can't remember what it did.
Not the keepsake. Have you done the fight against him?
The fight against him? I didn't know there was a fight.
Yeah. It's so it's a totally random thing that can happen if you show up to his store at some point, and like there's an item like behind him that's like not being sold. You can pick it up, and if you pick it up, he gets angry at you, and you have to fight him.
Oh boy.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
yeah, and you get a special item if you beat him. So be on the lookout for that.
I will.
No, I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened. I'm pretty sure I would see an item behind him.
Like I said, it's totally random.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
It was like 20 runs just to encounter Thanatos.
Yeah, it took me so long. Took me so long to find Thanatos.
Yeah, I think I had already beaten the game several times at that point before I had even gone up to fight him.
Dude, Thanatos. I only saw him in Elysium for a while, and of course I couldn't beat him because those freaking enemies take so many hits.
Yeah,
especially I hate the shield enemies so much. I hate them so much.
They are so terrible in any game. shield enemies are just absolutely the worst. But yeah, you're right. In
It's
Hades,
it's
they
it's
are the pit.
exactly the reason why I hate the combat in A Link to the Past, where if I hit an enemy, no, I block it. I
Yeah,
block it.
yeah.
Oh man.
No, I say no.
And then Theseus has his shield, but at the very least, if you deflect his spear back at him, he immediately turns around for some reason, which means you can get some hits at him. But
Yeah.
at the very least, with
Theseus took me a super long time to beat for the first time.
At least with Theseus, you can mainly focus on the Minotaur, and then you can focus on just Theseus.
Yeah.
It's
That's how I
when he
did it.
starts calling on the gods.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Yeah.
when it's like, oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Stop it. Only I can do that.
It's not fair. Artemis, why? Actually, Artemis is one of the easier ones to deal with. But man, what a friggin' phenomenal game.
Yeah.
I will
I have
keep
to get back into it and beat it at some point. I just gotta get past Hades.
I will keep playing, and I will probably not stop playing until I'm at least close to 100%ing this thing, because runs don't take long and they're a ton of fun. And I do at least one run, at least one run a day. So that's Hades. So going back to what I actually started with, I had a hankering to play Dark Souls.
Hey.
Just play Dark Souls. And so I started a new file on Dark Souls, and I'm going with I'm gonna try to parry every enemy.
Oh, dang. Shoot. Okay, that's going to be quite an adventure.
Well, every enemy that can be parried, because you can't parry rats.
Right.
But I did the Bell Gargoyles, but before I did Bell Gargoyles, I was like, okay, I know what weapon I want for this run, because I need a good thrust weapon, because that's what the parry riposte is. It's just a big old thrust. And so that's gonna be pretty much a dex weapon. And I know the dex weapon I want. I want the Balder Side Sword, also known as the Baller Swag Sword.
The Baller Swag.
The Baller Swag Sword. And
amazing.
There is one enemy in the game that drops the Baller Swag Sword, and it's a very low chance that they'll drop the Baller Swag Sword. So I spent like an hour just killing the same enemies over and over in the Undead Parish, over and over and over again, until finally one of them dropped the Baller Swag Sword, and then I immediately upgraded it as much as I could, and then I actually had a bit of trouble with Bell Gargoyles for some reason. But the other enemies around there had rapiers and bucklers, so I got a buckler, which makes it easier to parry. It lengthens the parry window, which is nice.
That's really nice.
But I will look for a parrying dagger, because I think that's cooler aesthetically, and it has the same parry window as the buckler.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But the main reason is that whenever I two-hand the sword, the buckler looks stupid on my back. It just looks freaking stupid. So I want a parrying dagger, because that'll look cooler.
To be cool.
Yeah, I need Fashion Souls, man. Fashion Souls.
Fashion Souls.
So I'll continue going on with that at some point. I know you can parry Gwyn, so that'll be fun to beat the game like that.
That'll be awesome.
I needed a podcast game, so Lego games are really good podcast games.
Yeah.
So I went back and played the first Lego Harry Potter game, because I'd beaten it, but I hadn't completed it. So I just wanted to. Nice. I wanted to get that done and out of the way and complete it, and that's a fun game. That's a really fun Lego game to complete. Maybe it might be my favorite Lego game to complete. I'm not sure. Lego Pirates is fun and short. This one has a lot more to do. Like, it has the whole of Hogwarts that has stuff to do in it, and it has a bunch of bonus levels and stuff. It's a lot of fun. So I beat that, and then I wanted another Lego game, so I started playing Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga,
Ah,
and it is bizarre to see the differences between the games because Lego Star Wars was before Lego Harry Potter.
right. Very
And
before.
yeah, and Legos this is the Complete Saga, so I think I played the Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, once at a friend's house, but I played a ton of the original Lego Star Wars. Like, I think that might be the first game I completed.
Hey, nice.
So going to the Complete Saga and seeing the levels change just a little bit is really bizarre, and it's messing with my head, and it was messing with my head because they're adding in stuff like, hey, you need to be a stormtrooper to get into this area. What's a stormtrooper? This is the prequels. You need to be a TIE fighter to get into this area. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't gotten that yet.
Which of the games, or which one of the games based on the movie is the best one? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does it have the sequel trilogy in there?
No. This was
Oh,
before
okay.
this was before the buyout.
Oh, right.
This
So it's
I think this game originally came out like on Wii, PlayStation 3, and 360
I could see that.
early on in their life cycle too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on the Wii. I remember. I think you had to shake the Wii remote to swing the lightsaber, and it was
Oh.
dope when you were a kid.
Yeah, it's so cool when you're a kid, and then you get older and like I don't like this.
I don't have time for this.
Waggle, waggle, waggle,
Please.
waggle, waggle.
I just want to press the thumbsticks.
Yeah, but I haven't finished the original trilogy levels yet, but they're
Okay.
I like them more than the prequel levels sometimes, but then other times it's a little weird. And then there was one level in the episode 2, Attack of the Clones, that I don't remember from the original game at all.
Huh.
It's the car chase at the beginning with through Coruscant. I don't remember that at all, and I'm wondering if my mind is just has completely wiped that out from my memory, or if they added it into the complete saga. Because I remember Lego Attack of the Clones starting on Kamino with Obi-Wan, but I could be
I have
wrong.
no clue.
I don't know. But it's interesting to see the differences between that Lego game and Lego Harry Potter, because this one you have to switch characters a lot. There's like character specific abilities, like this character jumps high, this character can use the Force, this character can use dark side Force, this character has a gun, this character is a stormtrooper, you literally need to be a stormtrooper to get into this store, this character is a bounty hunter, you literally need to be a bounty hunter to get into the store, or you need a bounty hunter's thermal detonators to blow up this object. But Lego Harry Potter, it's all about like different, like there's a few characters that have character specific abilities, but mostly it's just use this specific type of spell, which most of the characters have all the spells. The only difference is like dark magic is restricted to a few characters.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, makes sense.
So there's a lot less switching out characters in Lego Harry Potter. With Lego Star Wars, you're switching characters all the time, and some of them are completely useless except to open doors. Like C-3PO is completely worthless except he can open certain doors. He can't even jump.
Can't jump, he can't attack, he just kind of walks slow.
Yep, he just kind of and he walks slow too, which is even worse.
Yeah, he walks slow.
Although it is funny to hit him and watch each limb successively fall off.
Right. To the point to that where he's just hobbling on one leg,
jumping around on one leg.
That was funny. I remember that.
Oh man, it was great. It's still a good game. Still a very good game. So that was that. I also got into another mood, and I wanted to play a Paper Mario game. Like a classic Paper Mario game, like one original Paper Mario or Thousand Year Door, not Super Paper Mario, not any of the new crap. I wanted to play a classic Paper Mario. But the issue is I have a file already in the original Paper Mario, but I haven't played it in years, so I don't remember where it's at. And I didn't particularly want to start and figure out where I was at, but I also didn't want to start a whole new file either. And
Dang.
I didn't want to just skip to Thousand Year Door, because from everything I've heard, Thousand Year Door kind of invalidates original Paper Mario. It's just better in almost every way.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember loving it as a kid.
So I want to play the original because I like Paper Mario, so I want to experience all of it and not just skip to the best one. But this left me in a predicament, and then I realized, oh wait, there's another Paper Mario game. It's just not called Paper Mario. It's called South Park: The Stick of Truth. So
yes, of course, the Paper Mario sequel we've been waiting so long for.
So I've started playing South Park: The Stick of Truth, and it's probably the funniest game I've ever played.
Yeah, I bet.
Though I haven't played Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I really like British humor, so
that
might top it. But South Park is freaking hilarious. I haven't seen a ton of South Park. I watched a whole season. It was either 18 or 19. I can't remember which. It was the first one with PC Principal as a character.
I haven't watched any of it, so I know
I watched
Precious Little.
I watched like halfway through the next season, and then I've seen like episodes here and there. I saw the Mormon episode. I saw all the superhero episodes, and then I've seen a few clips here and there. But it's enough to the point that I get enough of the references, and I know who the characters are, so I get a lot of the jokes. And this game is freaking hilarious. And you have the a quest to go. What was it? You have to go talk to Token, who's the black kid. And you have to tell him, hey, Cartman wants you. Cartman needs you. We're because everyone's role playing as humans versus elves, and whoever carries the Stick of Truth is basically the DM, and they get to control the universe and stuff like that. But you have to go to Token's house to get him, to recruit him, and then when you recruit him, he's in the keep, which is just a little castle in Cartman's backyard, the Kingdom of Koopa Keep, which they let you know is abbreviated as KKK.
Of course.
and so you talk to Token, and he's like, at first I didn't want to join the KKK, but then the Grand Wizard made some really good points.
Oh, no.
And this is the kind of humor you get in this game.
That sounds very South Park humor.
Along with a lot of fart jokes, poop jokes, and then some specifically video game jokes. Like there's parts where you're in a like a dungeon kind of thing, and there's audio logs, and the person's on there. I'm trying to find a way out, and I keep running across these audio logs, but they're not saying anything useful. They're just taking time to record audio logs. What's the point? There's nothing here. It's just filler. And it actually does go somewhere, which is also funny. But
that's good.
But what else was a good? You can pick between 4 classes at the beginning of the game. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but it's mainly your abilities change, and your starting equipment changes, and you can choose between fighter, mage, thief, and Jew.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And if you hover over Jew, Cartman says, "Jew, huh? Guess we'll never be friends."
Oh my god.
So of course I picked Jew.
Of course.
And I have abilities like David's sling, where I put a rock in a sock and use it as a sling and throw it at people.
That's amazing.
I have what was another one? Jiu-jitsu, where I punch someone and Hebrew letters appear and then it stuns them. I have circumscythe, where I take a razor, run up to them and cut their balls.
Oh.
And it causes bleeding and does damage to their armor.
Absolutely astounding.
And then I just got one. I can't remember the name of it, but I spin a dreidel and throw it, and it hits a bunch of enemies. And then the last ability I can see it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I can see it is the plagues.
Oh no.
So I can call the plagues.
Amazing.
So I feel like I picked the right class.
Naturally.
Yes. The story is going places, but the jokes is really what's carrying it. My favorite section of the game is when you go into a tavern, and there's a bard in the tavern, or you're looking for the bard to get information, and the bard is Jimmy, the character with the crutches who stutters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a gag. There's a freaking gag they do that gets me, because Jimmy. When I watch South Park, Jimmy's my favorite character because he's freaking hilarious and he has the best lines. But they have a gag with him where he'll start to say something really dramatic, and then he'll start stuttering, and he'll keep trying to say, and he keeps stuttering, and he keeps trying to say, and he keeps stuttering, and he keeps stuttering. And then a prompt appears, hold A to skip. And he just keeps stuttering, and you gotta skip it. It's
Astounding.
it's hilarious. And then you get him as a party member later, and he's kind of overpowered. Because the way that combat works is attacking or using an ability ends the turn. But there's certain abilities and items that you can use. There's certain abilities and you can use items, and it's kind of a free action. So if you use an item before you attack, you can still attack. But if you attack before you use an item, you can't use an item.
Huh.
Which means
That is
that
interesting.
you can just kind of heal yourself whenever. And Jimmy's free ability is he rocks out on his little lute, which of course makes an electric guitar sound effect.
Naturally.
And you gain back your ability points, your PP.
Mhm.
Very good.
They make a joke about it, of course.
Naturally.
But that means I can just keep using really, really good abilities, because he just keeps filling me up on PP every turn. And he has an ability where he can put all the enemies to sleep. But I haven't really needed that because the game's not that hard. It's pretty easy. Like, it's got the time button presses of Paper Mario, and the different characters have different abilities like Paper Mario, and they do, each of the different party members does stuff in the overworld like Paper Mario. It's very much inspired by Paper Mario in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
But the only fight that I've ever had any real trouble with was when I fought Al Gore.
You fight Al Gore.
Because I did his side quest, and he's looking for Man Bear Pig, and I put up a bunch of sensors to search for Man Bear Pig, and then he friended me on Facebook, and then he kept messaging me on Facebook, and he wouldn't stop messaging me on Facebook. So I got a quest: go unfriend Al Gore, which means I gotta go beat him up, because I go and I try to just tell him, hey, I don't want to be your friend, but of course my character is a silent protagonist; he doesn't talk at all.
Definitely.
I go up to Al Gore, and he's like, what's going on? No, you're Man Bear Pig, you're Man Bear Pig, and then you fight, and there's Secret Service agents three Secret Service agents that frickin' do tons of damage and have a ton of armor, and Al Gore also has a ton of armor and does a ton of damage. The only way I got through it was with Jimmy putting them to sleep every few turns and healing and re-upping me on PP every single turn. But I did it.
Yeah.
And it was easily the most difficult thing in the game. Everything else has been pretty much a cakewalk. But I'm here for the writing. So.
Fantastic.
That is that game. But because Hades has tons and tons and tons of dialogue, and South Park is all dialogue, I needed a new podcast game to just chill out to. So I went back and started a new file in Stardew Valley.
Oh.
And Stardew Valley is freaking great. I got farther.
There's one I need to play.
What?
I said there's one I need to play. I need to get
Yes.
around to playing that.
Yes. I got farther. I'm almost at the end of summer, or my first summer, which is farther than I got last time. I really went gung ho on one with one of the girls, so we're already like I've got 8 of the 10 hearts filled up, and now we're boyfriend girlfriend dating, and it's
Nice.
yeah. But I probably should upgrade my house before I get to 10 hearts, because my house is literally just a room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a kitchen.
Cool.
But the game is just very relaxing. Like even when you're going down into the mines and fighting enemies, it's relaxing because it's just a very simple game, simple premise, but it's done very well. And the art's fantastic. The pixel art's fantastic. The music's really nice, and it's a nice game that I can chill out to and listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video on the side. What, cat? What?
He wants to let you know he got on your Stardew Valley save file.
No, I picked a dog for this save file. The next save file will have a cat.
Alright.
But at the beginning of summer, I think I'm having more fun with the game because I actually saved up for the end of the season, and I had like specific goals that I wanted to do by the end of the season. So that's helping me to like actually make progress. Shut up, cat. But I had like 10,000 gold for seeds, and so I used all 10,000 gold and bought a ton of seeds, and then I was spending like 3 in-game hours just watering plants every day and using up like almost all of my like half of my energy doing so, which meant I couldn't really do much else the rest of the day. Thankfully, I had already upgraded my watering can, because otherwise I don't know if I'd even be able to do that, but I've upgraded it again since then, and I'm still running out of energy. But I found out, because I looked it up online, because this is kind of a wiki game where you need to keep the wiki handy. You can run up to the bathhouse, and if you sit still in the bathhouse, you regain your energy. So I'm able to do all my crop stuff in the morning, run over to the bathhouse, relax, get my energy back, and then run over to the mines, or run into town, or run down to the ocean and fish.
That sounds delightful.
Yes.
Very relaxing.
It is. And now the month is winding down, so I don't have as many crops to deal with, but I've got some chickens, and they're pretty easy to deal with. I just lay out some hay if they've eaten it, pick up eggs if they've laid them, and pet them. I think it's petting them, because you run up to them, hit a button, and there's a little heart over them. And I named them after Kingdom Hearts characters because I'm me.
Of course you did.
Of course, naturally.
And it's also because that's what I did when we first got real life chickens. So because I'm me.
Yeah, naturally.
Yes. So that is my giant list of games that I've been playing. I will continue to play Hades. In fact, once this podcast is over, I will probably just go back and play more Hades, and then play Stardew Valley.
As
Then
one
I'll
does.
probably go
Hades.
back and play more Star Wars: The Old Republic. I meant it when I said an unhealthy amount.
Gonna
I've-
reach
I've-
max level before
I
too
have like
long.
20 something runs in Hades right now.
God. That's good.
I think
And
I'm on like run
That's good.
30, and I
I
still
like
haven't
that.
beaten the final boss yet.
Hey, that's about average for people. I found out I'm actually pretty decent at the game because
Like-
most people, it takes 20, 30, 40 tries to to escape their first time. Some people it takes like 50 tries. And then I did it on like on attempt 17.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm
anyway,
definitely going to be Probably like run 57 is when I'm gonna beat that final boss. I don't know.
There you go. You'll do it eventually.
Or get there eventually. Or start doing a run a day like you, I guess.
Yeah, and then you
But
can get
you can practice.
yeah, and then you can start getting more permanent upgrades that help you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, like once I beat the boss the first time, I don't really have much trouble with him after that.
Yeah,
Because DCS hasn't given me problems after I beat him the first time.
I
Just
think
that
I
first-
think the only time I died, there was the only time I've died to a boss after I beat them was the first time the one of the other Furies came out. I died to her.
Yeah, that too.
And I died to Theseus the time after I first beat Hades because I was using the gun, and I had no idea how to use it.
Yeah.
So
I
that
almost
sounds
beat
about right.
Theseus with the rail once because I got a couple of upgrades that made the grenade a rocket.
yeah.
And I got another grenade that lets you fire 3 rockets, so I was just dashing around pillars
Yeah.
firing rockets.
I had that build going, and I still lost.
I lost 2, but it almost worked.
It almost worked, and I had poison on those grenades.
Oh man.
I don't know. I've looked up a bit more about that, and next time the rail gets Dark Thirst, I'll start off with a Zeus upgrade, because apparently Zeus attack does really good with him, or really good with it. Anyway, that's all the games I played. I haven't really watched anything. I need to finish WandaVision at some point. But I did continue reading, of course,
Naturally.
and I finished Anna Karenina.
Brandon Sanderson power.
No, Brandon Sanderson's done. Remember, I finished last time.
You had to find a new
Okay.
thing.
I had to find a new thing, so I picked Russian novels.
Yes. You picked
As one does.
Russian romance novels.
Yeah, well, you say romance, but
There is no
and
romance. in that.
I would agree, but it's a Russian romance novel.
time.
It's a Russian romance novel. The main
Yeah, you mentioned it a little bit, I remember.
the main character has the romance is that the main character has an affair, ruins her life, leaves everything behind, and then kills herself.
Yeah,
How
very
romantic.
Russian.
And
Very
it's,
Russian
it's
indeed.
very sad and very depressing. And the book ends on a bit of a happier note, because there was another story going along with another basically main character who is a Tolstoy self-insert almost.
Of course.
Uh,
Even all the best authors.
Yeah. It really took me a while to
with teaching
adapt
us.
to adapt to it. It took me till I'd say probably 2/3 of the way through the book before I really got into it. My reading went from less than 50 pages a day to close to 100 by the end.
Dang!
So,
Wow,
yeah.
you're really burning through it.
Yeah, I really started burning through it by the end, and it's a fantastic book, one of the best I've read, and I would recommend it to just about anyone, although it's going to be difficult for some people because a lot of it has you're flipping back to the back of the book to see the note of, oh, this is an obscure reference Tolstoy is making, or oh, this is Tolstoy. This whole segment right here is Tolstoy just complaining about this specific form of art that he hates, and this specific trend in art that he hates. Okay.
Amazing.
And
Thank you, Tolstoy.
and listen, I'm all on board for that kind of stuff. I'm all on board for the author, for Tolstoy just taking a step back from the story and saying, hey, listen, I have you ever thought about this? I'm all for that, but I'm one of those weird people who likes Ulysses, so so yeah. I finished Anna Karenina, and then I said I was thinking about reading Crime and Punishment afterward. And I looked at Crime and Punishment, and I said, I can't handle 2 Russian novels in a row. It's too much.
500,000 pages. The massivest book ever.
It wasn't War and Peace, but it was... Anna Karenina is shorter than any of the Stormlight novels, and it took me about as long to get, if not longer, to get through it as it did Stormlight. Any of the Stormlight novels. it's oof. It just took me a while to adapt to it because older writing and translated from Russian.
Naturally.
So I went with something much lighter after that, and I started reading the second book in the Thrawn trilogy.
Aha. How's that?
It's freaking great. I'm about
Yeah, my brother recently read the Thrawn trilogy, and he said it's one of his favorite book series.
Oh yeah. It's I'm about halfway through, and I'd already read the first book, and it's
What's the Thrawn trilogy?
Thrawn trilogy is George Lucas went to this author Timothy Zahn, who is known for writing, I think, political thrillers or something, and he said, "Hey, listen, I want you to make a sequel trilogy of books to Star Wars. Could you do that for me?" And Timothy Zahn said, "All right, I'll do it." And he wrote the original sequel trilogy.
Oh.
And it's the main it's like the main reason all the people who were into the expanded universe freaking hated what they did when they decanonized all of it, because the Thrawn trilogy is freaking amazing, and it's like, wow, why couldn't you have just done this instead of what you did?
It's like you already had a blueprint. Why didn't you just follow it?
You had a
It
blueprint.
was too good. They couldn't help.
I'll tell you exactly why. It's because they wanted to have the old characters, but they wanted them to be played by the old actors, but they also wanted new characters. Oh, which is a trend you'll find in Hollywood in these soft reboots. You remember the latest Terminator movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thankfully forgot about it until now when you reminded me of its existence.
Yeah. It's the same kind of thing.
I'm saying it was all about the porgs, all right? That's the whole reason they did.
Do you remember Ghostbusters 2016?
No, I didn't see that one.
Sure don't.
Same kind of thing. You have the old actors just not playing the same characters, but you have the old actors in there. But you got new characters. It's back, but it's new, so you don't have to have watched the old one. But if you did, hey, it's back.
And now we're getting a new one.
Yeah. Ugh.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see. But yeah, the Thrawn trilogy is freaking great.
Hey, I like Star Wars. Clearly.
Yeah. It's worth it. It's worth it. And
I read some of the Old Republic novels way back in high school. So.
Oh yeah, those ones. I've heard they're good. Well, I've heard good things about some of them.
So, yeah, it's definitely kind of a mixed bag. There's so many of them that it's a mixed bag.
Well, it's the expanded universe. It's the most mixed bag that has ever been mixed. You have, on the one hand, the Thrawn trilogy. On the other hand, you have Death Troopers.
Death Troopers. Oh, was that one of the ones I read?
I think it was one of the ones you read because you were telling me about it, or maybe not Death Troopers, but
it might have been by the same dude because it was an Old Republic one.
Yeah,
but it was the same dude, and it was like a horror novel.
Yeah.
You know, the one positive thing to come out of recent Star Wars is they did recanonize Thrawn, so we got that going for us.
They did, and they brought Timothy Zahn back to write new Thrawn books.
Oh, did they?
Yes,
they
did.
That.
He's written.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's written 4 Thrawn books so far.
God.
And then also Rebels has Thrawn as a villain in there.
Are they in the same continuity as the original trilogy, or is it entirely new?
They take place before, in between 3 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Thrawn trilogy, it takes place after the original trilogy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I found out that the Thrawn trilogy really did kick off the expanded universe, because there were a few books here and there when the movies first came out, and then it just kind of stopped, and then the Thrawn trilogy came out, and that's when you get the expanded universe as we knew it.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And it's freaking great. And also Mara Jade is introduced in that, and Mara Jade's great. And also Jedi Master C'baoth, Joruus C'baoth, is great. and for some reason in my head now, my head has just put him in as evil Ian McKellen, evil Gandalf,
Evil Gandalf.
which
Beautiful.
which I'm totally down for. I would much rather see Sir Ian McKellen go on the screen as evil Jedi Master Jorus C'baoth than as whatever the heck he was in Cats.
He was a beautiful human being in Cats.
He was not a human being. He was a cat.
That was the whole problem.
That
He
the
was a
whole
beautiful
problem.
feline.
That was the whole problem because I never thought I would in my entire life see a movie where Sir Ian McKellen, you shall not pass. I am the servant of the secret fire. McKellen would say, "Meow, meow, meow."
Truly his greatest moment.
His greatest acting moment. And then instead of singing,
Inspiration for the ages.
instead of attempting to sing like Judi Dench, he decided to just speak his song, and you hear the clarinet and the flute in the background desperately trying to follow him with the melody, and it's awful. Cats isn't even good, and you made it worse.
It's not.
Slowly
It wasn't
Chris
good to
says,
begin with.
Sir Patrick Stewart playing an animated piece of shit.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez. Oh. Well, hey, at least he's back as Picard, right?
Hey.
Hey, everybody likes Star Trek Picard.
Woo.
As Red Letter Media said, how does it feel to watch all your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels great because I never got on Star Trek in the first place, so there's nothing to be disappointed about. I'm the winner in the end of all
I
this.
haven't watched the
Hey.
original yet. I'm still slowly working through the original series. I watch like a couple episodes a month.
Dude, I've watched a few episodes of the original series and I freaking love it.
It's fantastic.
It's so cheesy and it's
It's
great. But here's the thing: you hear about the original series, and you hear about William Shatner, and you're expecting to go in there, and you're expecting him to William Shatner all over the place,
and he doesn't.
and he does, and
not
then,
all the time, but there are moments.
and then it's like, oh, this is cheesy. This is obviously from the '60s, but it's not that over the top, all things considered. And then you get to the episode where the transporter splits him into good Kirk and evil Kirk.
Yeah. That's like the first moment where Shatner really shats.
Oh my gosh. It's the most Shatner thing I've ever seen in my life.
The only thing I really
I have
know.
to like compile a list of like the best Shatner episodes and send it to you.
Yes, please do. Please
The only
do.
thing I really know from Star Trek is when he fights the lizard person in the desert, and it's just
Yes.
the worst.
That's gonna be one of them.
Yes.
And by
Oh
worst,
my
I of course mean best.
just grabbing his fists and like linking the fingers together in a horrible fist and just like
And then
tapping him on the shoulder,
patting him on the back.
oh my gosh, oh, it's so good. See, I haven't watched a ton of Star Trek, but I have watched a ton of Red Letter Media talking about Star Trek, so I feel their pain. I feel the pain of Star Trek fans through them.
Yes.
And they just came out with they already
Wild
talked
emotion.
about their like they already had like 2 long videos about their favorite Star Trek Next Generation episodes because they're big TNG fans. And
Yeah.
then they just came out with another video of their favorite episodes from season 1 of the Next Generation because season 1 is notoriously bad.
That's great. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so bad.
Oh, it's
I'd only ever
watched-
heard people praising it.
I watched the first episode of TNG and I was like, yeah, this is all right. And then I watched the second episode and I was like, oh, ugh. Why are they fighting? Why are they getting into a fight with these stupid like gloves with a ball and on spikes on the end? It looks so stupid. And like I expect that from the original series because it's in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was bad.
This is the Next Generation. We should be past this.
I've been told great things about TNG, and this is what it is. What?
Mm.
Like Q was cool, but that was one episode.
I'm pretty sure Q returns several times.
I know Q returns several times.
Oh yes.
And apparently, all his episodes are fantastic from what I hear, or at least most of them.
Well, it's Q.
Yeah.
And then I've heard it has like the perfect ending for a TV show like that.
Yeah, I can get to it eventually.
Yep.
That's my slow burn series.
Yeah. And then you can go on to Deep Space Nine. And then you can go on to Voyager. And then you can go on to Enterprise.
I could.
And then you can go on to Discovery. And then you can go on to Picard. And then you can go on to Star Trek The Lower Decks, the animated series that looks like a Rick and Morty ripoff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In the world of Star Trek.
That's what we need. It's wacky hijinks.
I'm so tired of that art style
and
in all
jokes.
American-made
Oh
cartoons.
my gosh, dude!
I'm ready for it to be gone. It's so ugly, and I hate it.
Remember when everything looked like Steven Universe for a bit?
Oh god, yeah.
And now
Except at least Steven Universe looks good. I don't even like the aesthetics of Rick and Morty. Like I watched the show because the show itself is good.
Yeah, you watch Rick and Morty,
but now it's not unique anymore, so it doesn't work.
You watch Rick and Morty because of the writing and the improvised stuff, and because of the jokes. Yeah. Because the show is much better than its fan base makes you believe it is.
Yes, this is true.
But just everything has been ripping it off because it got so big.
Yeah,
and I'm not like when everything was trying to look like Steven Universe or Adventure Time. I don't. Steven Universe, from what I've seen, has a lot of good potential moments animation wise, but it doesn't really take advantage of them all the time. Mm-hmm. Like there was one scene I remember. I never could get into the show, but I remember seeing I remember seeing the episode where Pearl is singing and she's like dancing on the edge of the balcony, but the camera the camera really never emphasizes that she's on the edge of the balcony, so it never really hits as hard as it could. So, but at least that art style is pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
Yeah, which is what I was thinking.
And it doesn't move almost like a Flash animation at times.
Yeah.
Though honestly, that's insulting to Flash because Flash animation has some really good stuff at times.
Speaking of which, Flash is dead now. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, Flash is dead.
Rip.
You'll have to find some other way to play Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby. Do you guys know about Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby?
I absolutely do. I watched the guy play it for like 8 hours straight so he could beat it.
Did he get to Christopher Robin?
He absolutely did. That's what took him. It literally took him an hour and a half to get to Christopher Robin, and then like another 6 hours to beat Christopher Robin.
Yeah. I watched. I've seen clips of Pikami play.
Yeah. Her against Tigger is amazing.
Yeah.
That reminds
she got stuck on Tigger for like 4 hours and nearly went insane.
That reminds me.
And then she saw like Christopher Robin and just quit. I think.
Yeah. Dude, the art is amazing. Just the art of Christopher Robin as this eldritch abomination, or the oh you're approaching me version. But that's like the spending an hour and a half on everything, and then like the 6.5 hours on Christopher Robin reminds me of when the Remind DLC came out for Kingdom Hearts 3, and the new data org was out, and there's a speedrunner who one of the best people who plays Kingdom Hearts in the world. He's one of the best players in the world, and his stream of all the data org is like 13 hours long. Haha, 13 organization 13. And about halfway through, he beats all but 2, and then the last 2 unlock, and the rest of the stream is those 2.
Amazing.
Oh man, but he got really lucky. He beat one of them on his first try.
Dang, that is crazy lucky.
It is insanely lucky. Well, that's it for me.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you don't run into Christopher Robins in your everyday life.
Stay far away from
If
that
you-
eldritch abomination.
If you do run into a Christopher Robin in your everyday life, please take a picture, because Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's about all I got.
Yeah, same.
I'm very tired. I'm still tired from this week.
I've got to play more Old Republic, and I got to play more Hades.
So I might just go to bed,
And
actually.
I will beat Persona 5 Strikers.
More Persona. We all have games that we're just obsessed with right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
are
know.
all
I'm
consuming.
still recording. I should probably stop.